Well, good evening, people. You very nice people out there. We're back in the man cave, Moorland Bikers man cave, that is, of course. And I know I was not been very busy, very active, but and it's not long since my last one, but I have a very good reason for making this little video. It's to celebrate mainly reaching 500 subscribers. That's a big milestone for me. Not as big as others, admittedly, but for me, that's quite something, and it's down to yourselves. So really, I'm very grateful. But today, Blizzard the Himalayan is still in sick bay. I've had a phone call from the specialist who assures me that Blizzard will be ready for collection early next week. So she was a bit sicker than I thought she was, but so I'll take the opportunity to get out on Thumper, the old bullet, a little bit of a run around my own area, and up to a cafe that's for sale. Flash Stores and Cafe. It's a really nice little cafe. So I went up there just to show the place off, really, and have a run through the highest village in Britain, which is Flash itself. A little bit of a look around the area. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. But like I say, the main reason for it is having reached 500 subscribers, and I'm over the moon. Thanks to yourselves. Thanks a lot. See what you think anyway. Cheers for now. Bye.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody, on this fine and sunny February afternoon. It's a bit thin, temperature-wise, but it was a nice day. And I got something to celebrate. 500 subscribers. Wow! Who'd have thunk it? It's not a great number compared to some, but to me, that's a massive milestone. So, to those who've taken the trouble to subscribe, thank you very much. And I've also come out because it's time Thumper had a ride out. My partially converted 500 bullet. We don't live in a bad neck of the woods. Just look at this. Looking over to the Roaches and beyond to the Cheshire Plain. In fact, I think it's worth a photograph. So there we are, photograph taken. This pool, this is the Mermaid Pool. All sorts of stories from the past about people being lured into the water by this beautiful mermaid. Stories about it being bottomless, which it isn't, and another story about it being on the same level exactly, which it is more or less, as there's a pool on the far side of the valley. You can see the rocks that make up the Roaches across there, and at the top of the ridge there is a pool there called Doxy's Pool. And there was a story many years ago about it being like a U-bend and like a U-tube, and the level in the one pool matched the level in the other pool, and they were connected under the ground. A load of rubbish. It's not bottomless. There's no connecting passageway. It is the Mermaid Pool, and that's as much as we get out of it these days. Now, it's a bit drafty up here, so we'll head off. So yes, we're out on Thumper, the old bullet, 1991, built in India, and it's a great little bike for a bit of fun. dead straightforward. And I bought it with the intention of converting it for off-road use, because I always intended doing a bit of green laning. What I will say is that had I known that I was going to be buying the Himalayan, as in Blizzard, I'd have left the Bullet in standard trim, but I don't know. Most people seem to appreciate the way it looks. Apart from the occasional person, but we're not talking about that. I know the sun's in our face, but down to the left there is Ramshire Rocks, another spectacular rock outcrop. I know I've mentioned it before on rides out, but it's the southern end of the Pennine chain, really. Is the Roaches area, Roaches, Hencloud, Ramshire Rocks, and various other little outcrops. We'll stay off the main road. That's the main lead to Buxton Road we just turned off. There's lots of interesting names to areas across here. Where we are at the minute is Bear Leg Hill. Where that comes from, goodness only knows. And over to the right, in middle distance, we're looking across towards the valley of the River Dove. Across there, the village of Longner. Well, this is a nice little cut across. This avoids going through Longner, and it's easier to use now because it was a gated road. There were either 2 or 3 gates on this road, but they've been replaced by cattle grids these days. This is Ball Bank, this little hillside we're on at the minute. You can tell by the exhaust note why we call this bike Thumper. I do like the sound of a single cylinder engine. Right on the Staffordshire border with Derbyshire at the minute. Looking over to the right, the fields on the far side of the valley there over in Derbyshire, just the other side. They're very junior. River Dove, it's only a stream this far upstream. In fact, we're not far away from Three Shires Head, which was the subject of what turned out to be a very popular video last year that I did on Blizzard, the Himalayan. Speaking of Blizzard, I had a phone call this morning. Answer the phone. Dr. Wilson here. Oh, Dr. Wilson. Then I realised, yeah, it was Jim at Jones and Alcock at Stafford. Blizzard's nearly ready. One or two bits need to be delivered yet, but I should have Blizzard back by the middle of next week anyway, so that's good news. This is another example of pubs that are no longer. This was the Traveller's Rest, this place on the left here. Then it became the Knight's Table, and now it's just a residence these days. Shame really. Now this place on the right here, Flash Bar, Cafe and Shop. I'm stopping for a cup of coffee, but the important thing is, if anybody's in the market for a good earner, shall we say, Flash Bar, Cafe and Stores is on the market. It's for sale, and it would be a good buy for someone interested. It's out of the wilds, admittedly. We're just outside the village of Flash, which is the highest village in Britain. Is Flash. So I'll go in for a cup of coffee. I'll see you when I come back out again. Well, that was a particularly nice cup of coffee here at Flash Bar, Stores and Cafe. The lady was telling me that she's not selling because they're not successful or anything. And if anything, they're too successful because they don't have any time to themselves. Yes, the lady here, she used to own the Yonderman Cafe, which some of you will have been to with me, out the other side of Tideswell. But they bought this place in 2018, and they've done the bit. Retirement beckons. So we'll make our way back. Let's have a look here. Flash, the highest village in Britain, 1,518 feet. That's the village hall on the left. It's only a tiny village as Flash, but it's wild up here, really wild in winter. And across in front of us is the highest village pub in England, the New Inn. Now this is a sign of the times. traffic lights that flash. It's unheard of. This place up on the right, I don't think he does it anymore, but Mr. Heathcote and his family, they were very, very important to us. I'm harking back to my days as the local policeman. When the snow was really down, he operated some really old but very powerful snow plows, and the Heathcote's got a lot of people out of a lot of pickles in bad weather. Now if we carried on down here, we'd go down to Gradbach and the Cheshire border. We're going to head off across the moors. There's a lot to be said for travelling the roads less travelled, away from the traffic. When you've got beautiful gritstone scenery like we've got across here, it's worth taking a detour now and again. Now we're in the shadow of one of those gritstone outcrops. There's a Gibtor, this is, but I'm just going to have a quick look around the bullet so people in the know can see what I've done. It was a 1991 bog standard bullet, but like I say, I always intended doing a bit of green laning, so I took the opportunity. I put an 18-inch wheel, alloy wheel on the back, 21-inch alloy wheel on the front, and a high level exhaust and semi-knobbly tyres. That's basically it. And alloy mudguards. I found a period number plate, a period rear light if you like, and I've got period switchgear on as well. I don't like, it doesn't look like a modern bike. I don't like it to look like a modern bike, so I put period switchgear on, and that's about it really. But it's it does the job. It was a kit basically I bought from Hitchcock's. It's a trials kit if you like. It's nowhere near trials trim, but it does the job, you know. I like it. Some don't apparently, but I like it, and that's what matters. And it stopped. And of course the other thing about it is you don't have an electric starter. When you know what you're doing, it's not much trouble to kick it up. So yeah, that's Thumper. All sorts of little gritstone outcrops across here, all of which I climbed on at some point or the other, at some time or another. bald stones on the right here. Now then, coming back onto the Leek up Buxton Road now, the A53, but the property on the other side of the road is the Royal Cottage, so called because allegedly in 1746 Charles Edward Stuart, Bonnie Prince Charlie otherwise known as, stopped here with his men on the way north, having turned back in Derby, or just outside Derby, to make his way back up to Scotland, and ultimately to Culloden Moor and the Battle of Culloden. But that's a Royal Cottage. And with that, I'll say cheerio for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting, maybe it's enjoyable. But if you can leave a like, and if you've not already done so, if you can subscribe. Like I say, main reason coming out today was to celebrate reaching 500 subscribers, and that I really am grateful for. So thanks very much. Yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one as we look down the valley towards Leek. That's Ramshire Rocks. Cheers for now. Bye.